One time, Naira Marley was the king of street song in Nigeria, collaborating with top artists, topping music chart, and even creating his own record label. But having lost over 500,000 followers on Instagram because of his alleged involvement in the demise of Mohbad and straight up losing one of his top streaming artists, Zinolesssky.
Like, people need to start appreciating the effort I put into not being a serial killer. Like,
it's safe to say Naira Marley is facing the most difficult time of his life right now. Even though he showed a reasonable amount of remorse when the news broke out that Mohbad had passed away.
Everybody in the whole world, please help me if I die. Whoa. Naira Marley kill me.
Fans haven't had it likely with the Marlians music, but with comments such as, "You won't know peace ever again in your life. You continue to remain in darkness. You look for answers, you won't find them. You will keep running till you meet your doom. Nothing you lay your hands upon shall prosper. As you frustrated Mohbad, you'll be frustrated in a million folds. You mess with the light, you are cancelled forever." And cancelled with his career turned out to be. As at now, Naira Marley barely posts on his Instagram, and even when he does, the hate he gets is nothing to write home about. With disabling his comment section on recent posts and staying into hiding, it's quite unsure how the future of the Marlian music record label is going to be perceived by a large percentage of Nigerians. Even though a small portion of his fans genuinely still want him back, it's safe to say that Naira Marley has come to the end of his musical career. Zinolesssky, one of Naira Marley's signees, has since left Marlian music record label unannounced. He changed his Instagram bio from Marlian Music, which it was formerly, to Zinolesssky Sound, which even to a person with low intelligence obviously shows that he doesn't want to be associated with the Marlian's music record label. Though he hasn't publicly announced that he has left the record label to be a boss of his own, it's obvious to fans that his journey as a Marlian has come to an end. You see, before Mohbad passed away, Zinolesssky had even publicly announced that two of them were hearing friends.
In the industry, like friend.
Yes.
I don't think I do.
You don't?
I really don't.
So most of your friends are people that are outside of music.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with Mohbad?
Mohbad. Yeah, Mohbad is my guy, but I can't say he's my friend like that. He's my friend, but like people that I call my friend are people that are like very, very close to me. That's who I call my friend. Not just people that I know, not just people that were together. Do you understand? It's not. We can know each other and not be friends.
I agree.
That
100.
doesn't mean we're enemies. Do you understand?
Yes, I agree.
And obviously, he meant what he said without him even publicly saying anything about the unfortunate ending of Mohbad. Instead, he's seen flaunting his latest acquisition of a Ferrari and show he's going to attend to his millions of followers on Instagram. You see, the unruly guy who is always into drugs and talk trash about women you see Naira Marley as today isn't who he really was. Aziz Fashola was born on the 10th of May 1991 to his mother and father, Mr. and Mrs. Fashola, in Agege in Lagos State, Nigeria. He's one of the numerous children born to his parents. Obviously, he was from a middle-class family whose background traced down to the ancient Yoruba community. Naira Marley was raised at his best place with his siblings whose information is less known. He lived in Lagos until he was 11 years old, after which he moved to live at Peckham, which would be where he schooled. It's still unclear how his parents were able to afford him being schooled in Peckham, as they were relatively not that wealthy. Before his relocation to Peckham, Naira Marley had his ambition of becoming an MC. His reasons for desperately wanting to become an MC was so he could become a voiceover artist in the entertainment industry. At Peckham, Naira Marley maintained his Nigerian accent despite living far away from home. His conviction of wanting to become a voiceover artist was still left unshaken as he moved to World School, where he obtained his GCSE. While studying at World, he still makes time to visit his friends, some majority of whom were MCs at that time. On different occasions, he would always come up with certain questions concerning the job and how it felt to work as an MC, and oftentimes he felt delighted when answers were given in response to his questions. At this time, Naira Marley had already obtained dual citizenship both in Nigeria and the UK. It was also obvious that at that time he was merely just an average Joe with the normal mundane idea of going to school, working a full-time job after graduation, and that kind of stuff. However, I still had this urge of becoming an MC, as most of his friends were. Naira Marley went on to further his education at Peckham Academy, where he bagged a distinction in business. During his studies at Peckham, he got involved in the role of managing the rap career of his MC friends who lived in Peckham at that moment. While executing his managerial role, he discovered that he also had the talent for music more than he could ever imagine. It all happened when he was in a studio session with his friend and they were working on the track at that time. And it turned out that there was still some part of the song that someone had to fill in. They recorded something and there was space on the track and they were like, "Jump on it, man." I was like, "Bro, you sure?" At that point, he recorded his first ever song and the performance wasn't that bad for someone who wasn't really into music but was instead managing the career of his friends at that point.
I was doing music before, and before I started music, I went into music because I wanted to start my own music label.
Yeah.
Do you know? And then I mistakenly made a song and then it went viral. So that was like 2015 15 or so that I wanted to start my own label, but it didn't happen then. And look, God's time is the best. It happened like now, and just
he stopped furthering his education and was forced to move back to Nigeria. At that point, he didn't want to come back as he was fully into the gang lifestyle in the UK and was relatively comfortable there.
No, it's my country, but I'm not familiar with a lot of things.
No, I was very comfortable in UK. I was in the gang life, and my education was there. Everything was there. You know, I didn't think I would ever come to Nigeria. You know, I mean, come back to Nigeria. But God's timing, I came. There's more to the story that I might not say now. I will say in future, but God's timing, I had to come. I had to come by force. But then I came and I didn't give up, and went back to London to sell out the shows. And
crazy. Crazy.
Love it. The turn of events have been really amazing.
To be at this point to be introduced to the high drug lifestyle he's always seen doing online. Naira Marley started to unleash his musical potentials in 2014 with his debut solo track being Marijuana, which he didn't know would blow up at that time. He later rose to prominence following the release of his song titled Is a Go, which he composed to support the Nigerian Super Eagles at the World Cup competition in Russia at 2018. I mean, that song was a hit in all of Nigeria, featuring artists like Faust, Simi, Lil Kelch, and even Olamide on the remix. Despite having lived in the UK almost all of his life, coming back to Nigeria and dropping a hit song with several A-list celebrities and even rapping in the local dialect of Yoruba made fans love Naira Marley more. He became the king of the streets, literally. Every motorcycle in Lagos had sticker of him on them doing the drug stuff. The reckless lifestyle portrayed was fully relatable to his fans and audience, who were mainly guys that were in the hood. I mean, at that point, they had a name for themselves, the Nobels Gang, popularly known as NBG. The Nobels Gang were also Marlians, who fully embraced the ideology Naira Marley has brought into the Nigerian society. I remember being in class and then some guys were literally not well back to school. On the 10th of May 2019, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission arrested Naira Marley. He was charged with 11 counts of internet fraud before the Federal High Court in Ikoyi, Lagos.
Embattled singer Naira Marley on Monday the 20th of May pled not guilty to an 11-count charge bordering on cybercrime and credit card theft leveled against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). Naira Marley, real name Afiz Fashola, was arraigned on Monday after spending 10 days in custody of the agency. He had been arrested alongside another singer, Zlatan Ibile, and 3 others who were granted administrative bail. This first appearance may be the first of many in the case, which has drawn public interest as Marley becomes the first popular artist in contemporary times to face the law for alleged cybercrime. If convicted, the musician shall be liable to imprisonment for a term of not more than 7 years or a fine of not more than 5 million naira and forfeiture of the advantage or value derived from his act.
The arrest was made a day after he released one of his hit songs, which probably has led to the increase of internet fraudsters in Nigeria today. Am I a Yahoo boy? Let me catch you up to speed here. A Yahoo boy is just a term used to refer to someone who is known for his job as an internet fraudster in Nigeria. Hush Puppy is seen as one of the pioneers who has amassed a great deal of wealth, fancy clothes, fancy cars, and even having full-on connection with A-list celebrities. And there's also this case where he had this kind of stuff with the commissioner of police. I don't go into that because that's not what this. So the term Am I a Yahoo boy was obviously maybe just a marketing tactic by Naira Marley to promote his song, because as soon as he was arrested by the EFCC, fans all over social media started the hashtag Free Naira Marley on Twitter, or should I say X. A counter argument each time an internet fraudster has been caught is that the country is filled with corrupt people and that they are also trying to recover the funds one of Nigeria's former head of state, Abacha, looted abroad, and oh boy, that money was a lot. The issue of Naira Marley quickly gained traction and even any name is put on the trending tab on Twitter. As I mentioned previously, it must have been a marketing stunt, because the next day after it was released by the EFCC, he released his next single, Soapy, which obviously shows that the arrest made by the EFCC was maybe just to throw Naira Marley into the limelight, as he already has every of his move planned out. If you're thinking how he's able to pull such a move like this, you see, Naira Marley isn't just your normal average record label boss. He has been labeled by many to be a drug lord, and with connection with high people in high places, there's obviously no harm that could be done to him if he would ever break the law. I mean, these guys make the law, and this is the first time this is happening. We've seen people like Abba Kyari, former commissioner of police, dealing with criminals like Hush Puppy to trade drugs and do all sorts of illicit stuff. You see, in the 2022 presidential elections, Naira Marley helped campaign for the APC and even follows Tinubu's son, Seyi Tinubu, on Instagram. This shows how powerful and connected these guys, and even when he does break the so-called law, the lawmakers who created the law could probably bend it in his favor. That's why in the case of Mohbad, which majority of Nigerians has accused Naira Marley of being responsible for, the issue is obviously being swept under the carpet, to the Commissioner of Police releasing an autopsy report that may not be genuine to the entire public.
On 26 September 2023, a team of medical doctors, pharmacists, and nurses drawn from the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, Nigeria Medical Association, and the Nigeria Police Force Medical Services jointly interviewed the auxiliary nurse. A detailed report, which is being utilized as an expert opinion and critical evidence of high prosecutorial value, has been submitted. It specifically identifies some illegal acts and professional negligence in the manner the drugs were administered on the deceased by the principal suspects. The report also confirmed that as an auxiliary nurse, Ms. Feisayo does not have the competence, knowledge, brief, or certification to diagnose, prescribe, or administer drugs and injections on patients, as she was supposed to work under the directive and supervision of a qualified medical doctor or nurse while on duty. The report also strongly projected that there is a link between the medical negligence of auxiliary nurse Feisayo Ogedengbe and the death of Mohbad.
Even if the authorities have obviously been backing Naira Marley despite several evidence on social media proving him to be a culprit, his once built loyal fan base is now crumbled forever, as he has already a dent in his dignity. All radio stations in Nigeria have banned all songs related to Marlians' record from being heard on radio, and even fans don't want any DJ playing any of his songs in parties, which means royalties from songs he previously created are gone, and now gone for good. So there's this lady called Iyabo Ojo who, since the demise of Mohbad, has been the one in the forefront like an investigative journalist, exposing Naira Marley and all kind of stuff he has been doing all over the years to social media and everyone in the online community. I sincerely don't know if she's just doing all of this for clout or if she's genuinely trying to help the family of the late Mohbad. So there's this article on Nairaland where she claims that Naira Marley is a drug dealer and he's always into drug, which maybe everyone knows. She says that she always takes her children to the residence of the songwriter to spend some time with him, and when she's gone, Naira Marley would allegedly put some substance in the food of her children.
Is it that same Sam Larry? Naira Marley tí mo máa ń rán àwọn ọmọ lọ síbẹ̀. Àbí? Tí mo máa ń rán àwọn ọmọ lọ síbẹ̀. Even my children go to his house. That I was thinking is a sensible person. That will be giving them drugs to take. Be putting it in their food and in their drinks. Is it that kind of person you want me to support? I need back for me. Okay, let me give you this news. This case that we are fighting is justice for Mohbad. Do you understand? So we'll still continue to fight that justice for Mohbad that we are fighting for. And the Naira Marley and the Sam Larry that you are supporting, they have plenty case to answer to. Today me gan mommy to lonely to spite the drinking one, which 2 or 3 people have testified and they were there. They me go in the case a lot of me. They beres ni ba won po case tèmi. Me si beres ni ba won po case tèmi rárá. Ẹ jẹ́ kó ṣe case titi wọ́n tán kemi tó fi tèmi kún. Because there's no distraction. Let's take it one at a time.
First of all, this claim seems to be out of place and unrealistic, because since you know this guy is someone who is heavily dependent on drugs, why would you allow your children to stay in the company or residence of someone who is always seen on camera doing drugs? And second, if all these claims are true, why is she just bringing them up when Naira Marley is being put in the spotlight? It's just that she just maybe wants to be on the news and make people pay attention to her and probably increase her numbers on the grams. There's some speculations online too relating to her accusing Naira Marley because Naira Marley didn't agree to sign one of her sons into his record label. And if that's true, why would you allow your son to be signed into a record label that has been accused by many of being a cult and probably a drug cartel? Thanks for watching this video to the very end. If you want a full backstory of what really happened to Mohbad, I suggest you click the video on the screen right now. Subscribe if you haven't and help me hit that like button. It helps a lot, and I'll catch you in the next one.